Hello, and thanks for watching us. Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline live in the BP TV studios. Thank you for watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Also, thank you for watching Verizon 32 in Bethel Park and all the way from Nemacolin to Cranberry, Wexford, and all the points in between. A lot of great feedback from the people. Hello out there, everybody that said hi and loved the show. It's been 6 years. We're honored to be doing the show for you. Happy Thanksgiving. This is our Thanksgiving show. And I want to say thanks to Bethel Park for having BP TV and Public Access TV with Dave Cable as the director. Thank you, Dave Cable. We got Devin Shea adjusting some cameras. This is a live TV show, so anything could happen, and it surely is. They're Devin making the adjustments. Got Steve, Rookie of the Year, Fisher. We got Ethan, and we got Johnny Mariano. And hello to Johnny's cousins over in Italy when they watch this show. Glad you could watch Pittsburgh Sportsline. Hope you can follow us. I got some bad news. If you notice, you can see Chip Hayner, and you can see Al Levine, the talking machine. No smoking Jim Frazier. We were hoping to hear his report on the championship WPIAL football at Heinz Field. He will be doing championship chase in the Channel 11 studio, so he could not make tonight's event. He isn't sick. He's the busiest man in media, Pittsburgh media, and he proved it again by shuffling away from our show tonight. So no Smoking Jim Frazier, and you won't hear his Fiction and Fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac, or What's on Your Mind, or the Player of the Week that he can't mention that's playing for another team, or the team that won the championship that he predicted, and then the other team that his alumni won, all this other good stuff.
And whatever former players from 30 years ago won't ever be in the City League Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Well, and then the race card, why there's no white cornerbacks, reverse discrimination, and everything else he does. So I think I covered all that stuff.
I'll play the race card.
Okay.
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is done racing.
Okay, we got that. Well, as you know, I always have some promos here. I'm thankful to be on the air. I'm thankful to Olive Oil's Pizzeria for sponsoring our TV show, 412-831-1900. Call there and ask for Sarah. Sarah stayed over tonight and is working there. A lot of stuff's going on. Also, Mitch is there. Tell him Al Levine, the talking machine, told you to call, 412-831-1900. Yes, they will answer, and you can get pizza, hoagies, salad, soup, you name it, pasta, they got it. Shout out to Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. This is Joey Fabus, who got DIPG, a dreaded brain cancer, killed him before his 9th birthday. Go to the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation, donate $1, find out about their events. All their money is donated to doctors to try to find a cure for DIPG. I recommend it highly and end each show with Stay Joey Strong. Next, another 501c3, Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center. They just went through a transition of 107 brand new windows by Metropolitan Window Company on 51. Near Chip there. So
right across the street from my old alma mater.
Yes, and they've been in business for years. They put 107 windows in this schoolhouse. It looks wonderful. And they're having an event there this weekend, I think, for businesses, so check that out, Saturday Business. There's always something going on. Then if you need money for your group, check out BPCF, Bethel Park Community Foundation.org. Grab an application. You can get from $100 to $5,000 for a grant request that will benefit the community in one of the following areas: community facilities, opportunities in education for citizens of all ages, expanded recreation and leisure activities, increased exposure to fine and performing arts, and community health and safety, and anything else that you may be doing in our community. Check it out, bpcf.org. And finally, Dave Cable likes to have a little fun at my expense, and I didn't mind this. He put me on Uncle Sam. This is Al Levine, the talking machine. I want you for BP TV. You can see my resemblance there to Uncle Sam. Call 412-831-3304. You'll talk to Dave Cable about, hey, you could do the camera work. You could do the soundboard that they're doing tonight. Like Johnny Mariano, that's your cousins hearing the sound because Johnny Mariano's on that tonight. Devin Shea's in there giving them wisdom and guidance. And Steve, the rookie, Fisher, I don't know what he's doing there, but he keeps giving me countdowns in between commercials. So thank you very much, Steve. We appreciate it. And thanks, Ethan, for coming in and helping the show, too. That's what I have. And now we start with What's on Your Mind. Now, this part of the show is sponsored by Skeets Lewandowski of Skeets Service Station. Check it out. Skeets sponsors us. He works on anything that runs on gas. So you can find lawnmowers, weed whackers, boats, trucks, tractors, you name it. I've seen it in his shop. They even put a forge in there. They got heating. They got a forge. They can make knives, axes, all kinds of things. Who knows what you need? Put an order in there. Call 724-348-4715. They're past Trax Farm and Mineral Beach. Go to Skeets Lewandowski's Skeets Service Station, right on 88. Check it out. And thanks for sponsoring our show, Skeets. Now we're going to start with Chip Hayner. What's on your mind?
Well, thank you very much, Alan, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to our humble sports talk show, Tuesday night, 7 to 8. Never know what you're going to hear next, but certainly it will cause you to think a little bit. But,
Yes.
my dear friend Jim Frazier's abandoned us this evening, but we're young and we'll get over it. And so I want to start off with just a quick rundown of the four WPIAL champions that were decided on Saturday. Quaker Valley won its first championship ever.
As predicted by
Smoking Jim, with a mind-boggling score of 2-0. Can you believe that? Not a single offensive point was scored in the game, and shocking. So, congratulations, Quaker Valley. Next, we had Jeanette, who downed Clareton for a WPIAL championship, followed by Pine Richland, dominating again this time, much to Jim's happiness. Central Catholic got destroyed by Pine Richland.
What's that quarterback?
Yeah, Phil Jakovic, who will be quarterbacking for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish over the next few years. Now, I don't know, is Phil a junior or a senior this year?
I thought maybe he was a junior, but I'm not sure.
Now, this is where we need Jim's in-depth knowledge of high school athletics. But to be that as it may. And Thomas Jefferson.
I think he may be a senior because he went over 7,500 yards.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
I think I read something on it. I do follow sports, but these guys are my high school experts, and they bring us to the air all the time. Thanks, Chip.
Well, and you look at the champions in the WPIAL this year, and TJ won the championship for their division, and they got beaten by Bell Vernon earlier in the season, and they avenged that loss in the playoffs. And then you also had some team from out east, and name escapes me, but they played Penn Trafford and lost in the regular season, and they avenged that loss by winning their first WPIAL championship in 31 years. The Gateway Gators champions once again. Now, I hope it's not another 31 years before they win another one, but they seem to be trending in the right direction. So, and the only team that Quaker Valley lost to all year, I believe, was Aliquippa at one point. And they avenged that loss. So pretty interesting matchups there. So congratulations to all of our WPIAL champions. There'll be some more championship games played this weekend. Class 1A, Class 2A. Steel Valley's looking to bring home another title. They're going to be played out at Robert Morris's football field out in Moon Township. So you won't be seeing games played on Friday or play at Heinz Field unless you go Friday. And then you can watch the Pitt football team be completely dismantled. And Alan asked me what's on my mind.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you what's on my mind.
I can't wait.
The sorry state of Pitt's athletic programs It is a travesty what is going on with a once proud Pitt basketball tradition.
Hold it, didn't Penn State crush him last night?
They lost by 33 points last night. They lost again this afternoon, but they kept the score to single digits and played a much better game. But Penn State was favored by 10 points, even though 2 of Penn State's top 3 scorers did not play. So the Pitt basketball program is in complete shambles. We didn't realize how good we had it when Jamie Dixon was here, did we?
I think he left at the right time.
Oh, and I don't think he left of his own volition, because I think that Scott Barnes, who was the temporary athletic director, who made all these changes and then jumped ship.
Yeah.
Okay, destroyed the basketball program, forced Jamie to leave, and complain about all you want about what Jamie Dixon did, but he only won 300 and some games in 10 to 15 years, and he
pretty consistent, I would say.
Consistently got Pitt into the NCAA basketball tournament. Could never get a Final Four, but it was an exciting team to watch.
Well, here's what I notice. I haven't got any calls to go to Pitt basketball games. In the last 10 years, I got dozens of calls and went to quite a few of the games. They're not in demand like they were before.
They had about 3,000 or 4,000 people there for their home opener this year, and it was just absolutely atrocious. Now they sit at 1-4, and how do you think they're going to fare against the big dogs in the ACC?
Not well,
I would think. So not only has the Pitt basketball program completely derailed itself, can you believe this? They only have two returning players from last year's team. Yeah. They weren't even starters. They have 11 new players this year, because basically the coach ran all the players that they had under scholarship out. I don't know if that's a good sign for his coaching ability or what, but I guess there's nowhere to go from where he's at right now but up. So
not necessarily. They could lose more.
Well, it could be worse, but how much, I don't know. Then you look at the football program, and I thought Pat Narduzzi had done a nice job the first 2 years. And I think this year he's showing what Jim Frazier has alluded to, his complete incompetency as a head coach of a football program. Now, how is it that you can go into the 12th game of your season, which is going to be your final game, because of the 5 teams that don't go to a bowl game in the Division I this year? Pitt's going to be one of them. They still don't know who their starting quarterback is. And I think that's something that you should have known in spring ball.
Chip, I turned the game on, and I hear Pickett's in. Well, freshman Pickett's in, and he's staying in the pocket.
And here's the thing. When the transfer, Max Brown, got injured, and they had to play Pickett for 1 down, thereby ruining his opportunity to be a redshirt freshman this year and still have 4 years of eligibility. At that point, they think that this kid Pickett should be the future of Pitt's franchise moving forward over the next couple of years. Why has he not been playing? Why is Ben DiNucci starting the game last week? You have no chance, okay? Find out if this kid can play the game or not. It's apparent that Ben DiNucci is not a Division I quarterback. I know he's a local kid, and he did well at Pine Richland when he played there. He just doesn't have the arm or the ability to complete passes. He's a great running quarterback, but you know what? To win in Division I or into the pros, you got to be able to pass. So the Pitt program is just, I don't know. I mean, to win 4 games and have a record of 4-7, going in against a top 3 rated team who is undefeated.
Yeah.
I think it's. You're probably going to turn the game on at noon, probably turn it off about 10 after, because by then they should be down 3 or 4 touchdowns. You're really going to watch 3 hours of a beatdown. But my thoughts are, what is wrong with the Pitt program, and do they need at this point to just blow the whole thing up and start over again?
Wow.
That's what's on my mind.
Thank you, Chip. Appreciate it. I have to agree with you on this because it is shocking. I'm a Pitt fan and have been for years, and it's a little disheartening.
Yes, it is.
Definitely. hey, what's on my mind is I'm listening to The Fan the other day, and I hear shocking news that Marcus Gilbert got caught using illegal PEDs. And I'm thinking, here's a guy been injured and hurt. Maybe he was trying to sample something to get his injury healed up a little better and hamstring, because, I mean, he's been off more than half of the season, you know. And here he gets caught with an illegal substance, will be suspended for 4 games. And then it showed me that there's no protest to it. They're not questioning it. He's going to miss $1 million in salary. So,
and he should.
Well,
because this level of stupidity here, and I laid off this one because I figured this is where you were going to go with what's on my mind.
I had to.
But to be very honest with you, there is a person on every NFL football team's coaching staff that you go to your to whoever this representative is. I'll call him a representative, okay? And you tell him, hey, look, here's a supplement that I'm thinking about trying. Is there anything on this that's banned?
Sure.
And they will let you know. Okay, so there is no, I didn't know what I was taking.
That this was a random drug test because he wasn't caught before.
Yeah, this is a bunch of BS. Every one of these players knows what's banned, what's not banned, what they can get away with and what they can't get away with. And, you know.
Well, his apology sounded hollow.
Any apology sounds hollow. Once you test positive, what does the apology make? It doesn't make it okay.
He inadvertently took it.
Oh, right, I guess. I don't know.
That's what happened, inadvertently.
You know what? I also inadvertently ate dinner tonight, too.
What were those ingredients? Any illegal substances?
I don't have to worry about that because I get tested for my job.
That's my point.
And I get randomly tested. And here's the thing, what happens at my job, when I get randomly tested and I fail, I'm out of a job. I don't get suspended for 4 weeks and lose $1 million. No, I'm out of work. And then you go try to put that on your next on your resume.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I got fired from a job I worked at for 10 years for testing positive for illegal drugs. So it doesn't matter.
We keep up our streak of Steelers getting caught with PEDs.
So. You know, you get the Steelers, you got the Pirates. The next thing you're going to probably hear, somebody on the Penguins is going to somehow, some way. But it doesn't seem like the hockey players do that.
Here's what happens. These guys have such a high threshold of pain that they're amazing. Between broken jaws, teeth, legs, ankles, all kinds of things. They're coming out the next play trying to play on broken legs.
Yes, they are.
So let alone talk it with a broken jaw.
You know, and the thing is, you know, when you hear this stuff anymore, it gets to the point where you're not even upset. I'm not even.
Well, here's the thing: Marcus Gilbert, whether you like him or not, you know, signed a big contract, has been pretty good. But this year we've done mostly without him.
Chris Hubbard has been playing very well in his place, and you know what? So,
well, put it like this: the next man stands up, as Tomlin says. This time the guy's producing. So I'll take Hubbard in there right now and go Steelers.
Yes,
they're running the table so far, which is good. It's shocking. They scored 40 points. We'll talk Steelers on the last segment.
Yes, we will.
But it's just another black eye for the Steelers on PEDs. And we'll be back with Chip's Trivia Time.
I've shown an interest in making home movies. Me and some buddies would just grab a camera and you just start making these videos, and then you realize at some point that this isn't just a hobby anymore. It's something that you actually want to pursue, and there's this great facility right down the road. BPTV. A lot of people will try to do these productions on their own, and one of the things they don't have is the equipment, you know. But right here is everything that you need in one nice little bundle. There's lights, cameras, reflectors, dollies, all kinds of little knickknacks. Like anything that you'd want to use that you would need for a production, you have it right here. Like it's all right here. You can make your own feature movie just with the stuff from this studio. Come meet Dave Cable, let him show you around, and I think you'll realize that this is something that you could fall into regardless of your level of expertise, whether you're a beginner or even if you're a more advanced learner. there's something here for everyone, and I feel that you just need to come through and just be a part of the experience and just watch and learn, and let Dave be your guide.
One of the things we do at BPTV is encourage our producers to film on location. Not only does shooting on location give our producers the opportunity to take advantage of their subject matter, filming in different locations gives each program its own distinct flavor. This also helps anyone who's flipping through the channels avoid confusion when they turn on BPTV. With around 500 programs produced at BPTV each year, the last thing we want people to think is that we're only broadcasting one program. So, you need to come into BPTV to pitch your TV show, but in terms of where you actually end up taping your show, the sky's the limit.
Oh, good evening, everybody. Welcome to my trivia segment this week. And before I get started on my trivia segment, something that I've always felt very strongly about. I heard something on the news wires today. Joe Morgan, Hall of Fame second baseman, made his name with the Cincinnati Reds in the Big Red Machine of the 70s.
Yeah.
The saying used to go, "Little Joe made the Big Reds go." Well, Joe Morgan, a proud member of the Hall of Fame, has lobbied the selection committee for the Hall of Fame to please not let any PED users into the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And that's pretty strong statements coming from somebody that's a member of the Hall of Fame, and I applaud you, Joe. So there you go. Just wanted to make sure that that got out there. But I brought up baseball, and we're going to put a nice little bow on the season.
Okay.
Because the season's over, and last week we talked about the Rookie of the Year, the award itself, and the winners of the award, Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger of the Los Angeles Dodgers, which gave the Dodgers their 18th Rookie of the Year. So the Baseball Writers Association has handed out its hardware this week, honoring Rookie of the Year, Manager of the Year, Cy Young Award winner, and Most Valuable Player in each league. Up next, the grand finale of baseball's award seasons, the Esurance MLB Awards, with winners to be announced on the Major League Baseball Network and MLB.com on Friday at 8 p.m. So stay tuned, folks. Some more hardware will be given out. The MLB Awards annually honor Major League Baseball's greatest achievements as part of an industry-wide balloting process that includes 5 groups, each of which accounts for 20% of the overall vote. The media, front office personnel, retired Major League Baseball players, fans at MLB.com, and the Society for American Baseball Research, SABR. Hence sabermetrics. Okay. The MLB Awards are an all-inclusive program encompassing the top players and performances from both the American and National Leagues from opening day through the end of the postseason. This varies from the other awards because the other awards are just strictly regular season
162.
awards. Yes. Voting led off with 7 categories: Personality of the Year, Best Defensive Player, Best Play on Offense, Best Play Defense, Best Performance, Best Fan Catch, Best Player-Fan Interaction. So all this stuff. So the 9th inning of voting began around the Baseball Writers of America Awards last week, giving fans the opportunity to help determine the best major leaguer, pitcher, rookie, manager, and executive. And here are some facts and figures to get you ready for the awards in each of the 6 major categories. The best major leaguer this year. The finalists are Jose Altuve, who was the MVP of this past World Series, Giancarlo Stanton, the MVP from the National League, and Aaron Judge, who was the Rookie of the Year for the American League. None of the finalists previously has won this award, which began in 2012. The Angels' Mike Trout took it in 2016, preceded by the Nationals' Bryce Harper, the Dodgers' Clayton Kershaw, and then back-to-back wins for the Tigers' Miguel Cabrera. Stanton could become the third straight outfielder to win Best Major Leaguer following Trout and Harper. Altuve would be the first infielder at a position other than first base. Each of the past 5 winners also won an MVP award, 3 in the American League, Trout, Cabrera twice, and 2 in the National League, Bryce Harper and Clayton Kershaw. Either Altuve or Stanton could extend that streak to 6 after they were named the American League and National League's MVPs, respectively, on Thursday by the Baseball Writers. Best Pitcher.
Whoa.
Finalists, Corey Kluber of the Cleveland Indians, Max Scherzer of the Washington Nationals, and Justin Verlander of the Detroit Tigers / Houston Astros. This is the third season in which the category has included all pitchers in one group. Wow. Whereas previously, starters and closers and setup men were considered separately. In 2015, Jake Arrieta, and in 2016, Scherzer, a starter, won the award. Kershaw in 2013 and 2014 is the only starter to have won multiple times. Verlander or Scherzer could join him, with Scherzer also having a chance to match Kershaw with 2 consecutive wins. Kluber and Verlander would be the first from their respective teams to be named Best Pitcher, while Scherzer is the only previous winner for the Nationals. This year's Cy Young Award winners in both the American League, Corey Kluber, and Max Scherzer in the National League, also are Best Pitcher finalists. If either wins, it would be the 10th straight year in which the Best Pitcher honoree also took home a Cy Young Award. Before that, in 2007, Josh Beckett and Chen Ming Wang, the Best Pitcher, was a Cy Young Award winner, runner-up. Best Major Leaguer in the postseason. Jose Altuve is up for more hardware. George Springer, who also happened to be the MVP of the World Series, and Justin Verlander. The first 6 winners of this award also won the World Series, with the Giants' Tim Lincecum, followed by the Cardinals' Dave Freese, the Giants' Pablo Sandoval, the Red Sox' David Ortiz, the Giants' Madison Bumgarner, and the Royals' Wade Davis. The Indians' Andrew Miller broke the streak last year, but each of the 1917 finalists hail from World Series champion Astros. Wow. So apparently the winner is going to come from a world champion. Yeah. The saying goes that pitching wins championships, but this award has been fairly split between pitchers and hitters. 4 pitchers have been honored as the best major leaguer in the postseason, including 2 starters, Bumgarner and Lincecum, and 2 relievers, Davis and Miller, compared with 3 position players, Freese, Ortiz, and Sandoval. Pitchers, however, have won this award in each of the last 3 years. Verlander has a chance to make it 4. Springer would be the 5th player to win a World Series MVP and Best Major Leaguer postseason award in the same autumn. The last player to do that was Madison Bumgarner in 2014. The Giants are the only team to feature multiple winners of this award, while the Astros will become the 6th club represented in the award's 8-year history.
Wow.
Now we go for Best Rookie. Okay. And 3 finalists here are Cody Bellinger, the Rookie of the Year for the Dodgers, Andrew Benintendi for the Boston Red Sox, and Aaron Judge. Bellinger or Judge could make it 8 straight seasons in which the player has paired a Best Rookie Award with the Jackie Robinson Award. That's the National and American League Rookie of the Year Award. Pitcher J.A. Happ, Pirate fans remember him, was the most recent player to win this award while not winning the Rookie of the Year in 2009. Pitchers lead all positions with 4 Best Rookie wins, most recently Jose Fernandez, may he rest in peace, in 2013. He was the Miami Marlins pitcher that died tragically a year ago in a boat accident, yes. Third baseman lead all position players, claiming this award 3 times. Bellinger would join Jose Abreu as a primary first baseman to win it, while Benintendi would be the first left fielder, or Aaron Judge would be the first right fielder. Parity has reigned supreme here as the best rookie has come from a different team in each of the first 14 years of the award.
Wow.
Bienatende could continue that trend, or we could see Bellinger's Dodgers or the Judge's Yankees become the first club to feature multiple winners. LA had Corey Seager last year take home the trophy, while New York's Robinson Cano was honored in 2005. Former best rookie winners, Chris Bryant of the Cubs in 2015, Mike Trout 2012. And of the 14 previous winners have combined for 6 top 5 finishes in the MVP award, 3 top 5 placements in Cy Young Award voting. They've also combined for 49 All-Star Game selections, 22 Silver Slugger Awards, and 10 Gold Gloves. Bellinger and Judge were All-Stars this year, while Judge took home a Silver Slugger and finished second in the AL MVP voting. Now,
What do you got next?
we got managers next.
Okay.
Finalists, A.J. Hinch, manager of the Houston Astros. Torey Lovullo, who happened to be first-year manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks and brought them to a wild card game, and Paul Molitor. Paul Molitor is the manager of the Minnesota Twins. And what did the Minnesota Twins do that would warrant him being considered for manager of the year? Well, let's see. In 2016, the Minnesota Twins lost over 100 games. 2017, Minnesota Twins made the American League wild card playoffs. So quite an accomplishment in 1 year. Terry Francona and Bruce Bochy are the only multiple winners of the Best Manager Award that will remain true, as each of the 2017 finalists would be a first-timer. Francona captured it with the Red Sox in 2004. Bochy won with his World Series champion Giants in 2010, 2014. Lovullo, fresh off of winning the Manager of the Year award on Tuesday, could join Kirk Gibson as the only men to win this award in their first full season as a Major League manager. Wow. And the interesting thing about this is that they both won the award in their first year of Major League manager for the same team.
Yeah.
Okay? So Lovullo or Molitor would become the 7th man to win Manager of the Year and Best Manager honors in the same season, and the 3rd in a row following the Cubs' Joe Maddon and the Indians' Terry Francona. Though Best Manager considers postseason performance in addition to the regular season, a win for Hinch would make him just the 7th of 15 honorees to have led his team to a World Series championship. The list includes Bochy, John Farrell of the Red Sox, the Phillies' Charlie Manuel in 2008, the White Sox' Ozzie Guillen in 2005, and Francona in 2004. Hinch's Astros went 101 and 61 in the regular season, could become the first Best Manager honoree to have led his club past the century mark in victories. Guillen became the closest when he skippered the White Sox to a 99-63 record in 2005. While every Best Manager winner has captioned his club to postseason berth, either Lovullo or Molitor would be the 9th skipper of a wild card squad to win the award. If Hinch wins, he would be the 7th manager from a division champion to do so. And then we get down to the best defensive players, and the finalists are Nolan Arenado, Bruce Buxton, and I'll say Andre Simmons. I don't know. I'm having difficulty getting that one off my tongue. But, we won't get too much into that. But if you're interested in finding out who wins these awards, Friday night, MLB Network, 8 o'clock. They'll be announcing the winners. And that will wrap up the season until free agents start getting signed and the baseball talks happen and trades will be happening. And we'll see how the season's going to play out for 2018 in Major League Baseball.
We'll find out if the Pirate interest in Neil Walker's sincere.
And until it's signed, sealed, and delivered, everything right now is speculation. So
hey, it's wintertime. I understand that. So thanks, Chip. Appreciate that.
I couldn't see the Pirates. I mean, last year he made $18 million. Okay, that was on a
111
one-year deal.
games.
Yeah,
111 games he played.
right. So, do you think the Pirates are going to pay anybody more than they're paying Andrew McCutchen?
No.
Okay.
Welcome to our edition of On Location. We'll be on location December 11th at Olive Oil's Pizzeria, owned by Frank Fanaro. We appreciate it. I talked to him the other day. I'm going to get to interview Santa Claus on December 11th, 7:30 to 8:30 at 930 Brookline Boulevard at Olive Oil's Pizzeria. They're expecting to have Santa that day. They're going to have specials, $5 hoagies, $5 pizzas, large pizzas. Order up, come on out. We're working on a guest list for that Santa Claus show. So we should be there and having some fun. It's a great location, 930 Boulevard, Brookline Boulevard. So can't beat it. Place to park on the street after 6 for free. Billy Nardozzi did a shout out to us at the Post-Gazette, put a little poem together of Pittsburgh Sportsline addressed to Alan Levine and Jim Frazier, and mentioned Frank Fabus and his photography. So thanks to Billy Nardozzi, a big fan of our show, who was a guest last time. And check that video out, that he come on the show and read a poem about Olive Oil's Pizzeria. So he's quite the poet on WDVE. He's on the radio, on TV, Post-Gazette, and he did put something in there again, and it was talking about our show. So check it out. Come join us, 7:30 to 8:30, December 11th, Olive Oil's Pizzeria. See you then.
Hi, Bethel Park. Remember me? My name is Jason Planitzer. I was the host of a little show here. You may have seen it. It was called The Jason Planitzer Show.
What would you say your experience at BPTV, how has that had an impact on your life?
I found my voice. I learned how to be funny. I learned how to create things. I learned how to collaborate with people here. I developed an interest in film and comedy and making videos. It stuck with me. It continued through my life. I got into working on motion pictures. I now I'll produce small videos. I'll work with producers on commercials, television projects, feature films. I scout locations on TV shows and movies, which involves me reading scripts, finding the locations that need to be shot, and collaborating with the director and production designer to find the perfect spot. It all started at BPTV for me.
Thanks for not changing that dial.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Sportsline, Comcast 7 only in Bethel Park, and Verizon 32. We appreciate you. Thanks again to everybody in the control room that's working on this. Ethan, Steve, Devin, Danny, and Johnny. Hope your cousins know you're helping us out. Johnny Mariano. Got a shout out again. We got to talk some Steelers here. People were so disgusted this year that we hadn't hit 30 points. Well, I'm happy we hit 40 points against Tennessee. Somehow we got 40 points, won the game.
Here's the thing that gets me. Everybody's up in arms, and Todd Haley needs to be fired. And then we, of course, any Steeler fan knows when we win, everybody should be canonized. Yeah, and then when we lose,
we're not winning anything.
You fire Haley, you fire Tomlin, you fire.
Hold on. In defense of this, Haley was swearing at Ben like nobody's business on the sideline because he mentioned his name, and then he gave one of the worst denials ever. Who cares? It's a football game. It's big men playing kids.
And here's what. If the Steelers do not score 30 points in any other game this year, I don't care. Here's what I care about. 8 wins, 2 losses. We're tied for the lead in the AFC, okay, with our nemesis, who only happened to dismantle the Oakland Raiders on Sunday in Mexico City. And I think
how about the field goal of 62 yards? He could have kicked it 70 yards.
Well, take into account that stadium was 2,000 feet higher.
Yeah.
Okay, than the air is in Denver. So ball's going to fly a little bit further. But it seems like that sleeping giant has reawakened, and the New England Patriots are a force to be reckoned with. You look at them, the injuries they've had, and it just doesn't matter because Belichick plugs in a new.
Look at their running backs.
A different numbered jersey,
they put a few different running backs in there. Look at their receivers. It's just look at Burkhead. They make stars out of these players, and then Brady, love him or hate him, 40 years old. Look at he's lighting up the league.
You saw what Peyton Manning looked like when he was at the end of his road, and you could tell he was done in his last year.
Sure.
Okay, and the defense won him a Super Bowl. Certainly, they didn't win it on Peyton's arm, but I mean, you look at Brady, and I don't see a difference between the way Brady's playing right now and the way he played 5 years ago.
No.
He is just he brings his A game every Sunday, and I think the only chance the Steelers have to beat the Patriots in the playoffs, they've got to bring them here to Heinz Field. Now, we've lost to them here at Heinz Field in the past, but that was back in Spygate when, Bill Belichick was at the height of his cheating prowess.
Hold it, I got some optimism. We're playing man-to-man defense because we got some speedy young guys.
Now,
that could make a difference.
Well, when hopefully Joe Hayden is back in time. He made a big difference with the defense. But, I mean, look at last Thursday night. 4 interceptions. Yeah. I mean,
5 sacks.
I don't think the Steelers had 4 interceptions last year.
Hold it. 4 interceptions, 5 sacks. 33 years ago is the last time we did anything like that.
Yeah.
33 years.
And this is from a defensive coordinator that a person that will remain nameless feels is not qualified to be a defensive coordinator in the NFL.
Smoking Jim.
This is by players that, according to a person that will remain nameless,
Smoking Jim,
has given nothing but D-minuses for every draft in the 6 years that I've been here on this show. I don't believe that they've gotten a higher grade than D-minus. And I hear talk about they have probably one of the most talented teams in the NFL. So how did that happen? I don't know.
D-minus.
I guess those D-minuses add up.
Yeah, they're playing above their level. That's what counts. And they're winning football games.
The fact of the matter is, whether you like them or don't like them, that's your opinion and you're entitled to it. They've got an excellent coaching staff, and the players are above average. And when they play to their capabilities, I honestly feel that they can beat anybody.
How about Tuitt playing a good game? One play Tuitt played a whole game. Came in, Hayward was good. I mean, just amazing.
And by the way, that defense that we took apart on Thursday night, was that or was that not a Dick LeBeau coached defense?
Yes, it was.
I mean, that defense looked as bad as the defenses the Steelers had before he
left.
He left.
Yeah.
Exactly. But, the problem with the Steelers' defense is before Dick LeBeau left, and in his defense, one of the greatest defensive minds ever in the game. Nothing but mad respect for him. But, he had a defense his defense got old, and that's
need
what
the
it
players.
was. And it took a couple of years to get enough young talent in here to start making a difference. And and it really is showing. It's
Look at
worth
Sean
right now.
Davis.
Look at Sean Davis. Look at Ryan Shazier. Now, Jim Frazier criticized the Steelers strongly for trying to make him an inside linebacker. Well, if he isn't the best inside linebacker in the NFL right now,
I don't know who is.
I don't. Seriously, I don't know who is. He's done an amazing job. He's been staying healthy. Problem that he had in his first few years. I see him getting extended,
His speed is just unbelievable.
and that's it. That defense is so fast that they're not really giving up the big plays. Yes, they gave up some big plays Thursday night, 75-yard touchdown on the first play of the second half. But as a general rule, they're holding teams down. I mean, you look at the point totals that our opponents are getting. So if we don't score 30 points, I mean, the point of the game is to score one more point than your opponent.
I'm just glad they were upset at Haley yelling at Ben to see an offensive performance blow them out at 40 points.
Well,
I mean, that can happen each week. If they're arguing or yelling, I like it.
I personally did not see much of the game. I had a very tough physical day on Thursday, my daytime job, and I had another one ahead of me on Friday, and I fell asleep very early in the game.
Oh.
But they were trying something new with this Skycam thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you watched it, if you saw it. What was your opinion about that? Because I've heard mixed reviews on it.
Well, my thing, it gives you a different perspective, and most of us don't like change. You like the cameras showing the field. This was showing a longer view of the field. You could see things happening, pass routes.
The one thing that I saw that I didn't realize it until I heard people talking about it the next day on the radio was on that first touchdown pass to AB. And they did have that sky cam behind Ben, and it was interesting to see how that pass play opened up and how Ben kind of underthrew AB to beat the defenders.
Sure. And it showed you a different perspective. You could see further down the field who was running, what was opening up, what plays looked like they'd be intercepted, etc. It just showed a bunch of line play that you normally wouldn't see.
I when I go down to Steeler games, I have one of my employees is a season ticket holder, and his seats are in the north end zone, almost right smack dab between the goalposts.
Get on.
Okay.
Wow.
And that is an interesting perspective to see the game from, because you get to see what you saw on the sky cam, by either the play's coming towards you or it's going away from you, but you get to see the pass routes develop and all that stuff.
It's just a different perspective of the same action you were seeing.
The biggest complaint I heard about it was that they kept switching from one to the other, so you'd get confused, because some people like to see that side view because that's the view that we were raised on.
Yeah.
From the time they've been televising football games,
Sure.
You've seen the
NFL.
From the press box or wherever it is. So I don't know. I think now that I found out that they're doing that, I might pay a little bit more attention and to see, which way I enjoy it more. Because they got to do something to try to resurrect the ratings of NFL football, because
I don't think this will do it.
I love Jim Frazier. He's a brother, but he just sometimes he doesn't see the forest because the trees get in the way, and the fact that the NFL ratings have been diving, for lack of a better way of putting it, they need to do something to try to resurrect the ratings.
It may catch on a little bit just because you can see the formations and the plays develop.
Well, and you just speak to the NFL again. Now you've got the owner of a team threatening to come after the commissioner with everything he's got, which prompted the rest of the owners of the NFL to threaten to throw Jerry Jones out of the NFL for comments that were detrimental to the league. As long as stuff like this goes on, more TV sets are going to get turned off. I mean, I've always been a football fan. I went back to Lombardi's Packers.
Yeah.
Okay, in the '60s when I first started watching football. Okay,
One of my favorite teams.
My dad loved the Packers. Back then the Steelers, they were an afterthought.
They were same old Steelers.
They were
SOS.
they They drank as hard as they played.
They fought as hard as anybody and didn't win the game.
Yeah, one thing that happened when an opposing team came to Pittsburgh, they won the game and they went home with more black and blue marks than they came in with. But that being said, so
no, but we'll see what happens. This Jerry Jones thing, he likes the attention on himself, and he's doing a great job of it.
No, he's doing a great job of it. But he's, I love what the Steelers did with Marquise Gilbert. Okay, so now here's the Cowboys who are fighting for a spot in the playoffs. But because instead of accepting the punishment, okay, for their star player Ezekiel Elliott, they fight that into the 8th week of the season. Now he's got a 6-game suspension during the time of the season when the Cowboys need him most. Yeah. So that was pretty foolish of the Cowboys, but they were only following the blueprint that was set by the Patriots and Tom Brady with Deflategate. Now, apparently, Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, hires better attorneys than Jerry Jones does because Jerry's player is now suspended, and they're not going to. So here's what the Steelers did with Marquise Gilbert. Okay, his suspension starts now. You will not appeal it, and it'll be over with. And we'll get him in for 2 to 3 more games in the regular season to get him ready to play in the playoffs instead of cutting off your nose to spite your face because you're trying to prove that you're right.
You got some point, yeah.
Because, hey, here's what. There's only one team that didn't ratify the collective bargaining agreement, Pittsburgh Steelers. Hey, if Jerry Jones doesn't like the way that Roger Goodell metes out punishment, hey, man, that was all part of the collective bargaining agreement. You signed it. Your team ratified it. You got nobody to blame for yourself for the situation that you're in right now. So I don't feel bad for him. I enjoy watching the Cowboys lose.
He might want to change how people are looking at his team since they have some flaws now and Ezekiel's not playing.
And what do you think about this? An all-Pennsylvania Super Bowl. Huh?
How about Wentz the other day?
Well, I'm telling you, man, this young kid. and
no sophomore jinx.
And this is the quarterback that Hugh Jackson, the coach of the Browns, went and watched him at North Dakota State.
Liked him.
Loved him. He didn't like him. Ron Jaworski was there. He absolutely loved him. And they
didn't pick him.
The analytical people did not allow football people to make the decisions, so they picked
I don't know
whoever they did pick. Well, Cleveland's still looking for a quarterback and
a win.
Yeah, well, they're not going to get either. They're going to end up with a new coach before they get another win.
It sure looks that way.
Yeah, and that's a shame because that franchise is just a shambles. And then of course they're going to bring back Josh Gordon, who was suspended. Now, the only person that hasn't been suspended as many times as him is Martavis Bryant, but give him a chance. He's got something to work for.
That he might. Well, we covered your Steelers. Got a little Penguin talk. Penguins are struggling this year. They've had more back-to-backs than anybody, and they've lost those games. If they would have won half of the back-to-backs, they might be leading the league right now.
Well, and here's another thing you have to take into account. The team that won the Cup last year is not the same team that's skating on the ice. Yes, some of the key players are still there, but it's the role players that make a difference. The role players are what really make the difference. And, with the way our role players played the last 2 years, their opportunities to get contracts came, and they had to go for the money because they've already won championships. Most professional athletes want to win a championship. Most are motivated by money, but some want to win championships. But once you win championships, it's about getting paid.
How about you win 2 and then go?
But here's the thing. The Penguins are getting everybody's best game every night because everybody wants to put on their side of the ledger that they beat the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions. Now that being said, is there any reason to press any panic buttons or be concerned? I think not. I think the Penguins are in a great shape with the coaching staff. I think they're in a great shape with the general manager. I think they're in great shape with the core group of players that we have on the team. They're going to find their way, and they're going to find what they need to do to win and how they need to perform. And it's just going to be a feeling out process. They've got to learn to play with one another. And, I really don't.
It takes time.
I really don't see them really hitting their stride till probably January, February. And I'm sure there's going to be some trades made. And, Jim Rutherford is not afraid to
No, he's
pull the
already
trigger.
shown that he will.
And he will. And he's going to do what is going to be best for the franchise. And so far, you can't argue with success. And
No.
it's just one of these things
Well,
where
one thing I noticed, Murray's been playing great games. You can only do so much with no help there.
well,
And he's kept him in these games pretty much, all season.
And as much as I hate to say this, the debate raged long and hard, Murray, Fleury, Fleury, Murray, And I wish Marc-Andre Fleury well. I mean, the guy, you can't complain about the way he represented the Penguins, the way he played the game
First class.
while he was here. First class. And it's a shame that, he really hasn't had a chance to show much of his skills. Concussion issues again.
Sure.
And, and that's the thing that's that's been a problem with a lot of these players. Now, here, for example, Chris Letang missed a lot of time last year, neck surgery, multiple concussion issues,
Sure.
and his performance has not been what we expect of Chris Letang.
He might be a
and I
changed
think
player.
it might be the middle to the end of the season before we start seeing him getting his game back.
Well, they're putting him in a lot of minutes. Maybe they should back off a little bit on the time in there.
Well, I'm
Just the
sure
thought.
they're looking at everything, but I mean, he's I heard a sportscaster say this last spring and into the summer, and he said that they didn't think there was any way that the Penguins would have a chance to win a Stanley Cup without Chris Letang last year, and I tended to agree with them, and the Penguins surprised me.
They stepped up.
But I do think that for the Penguins to three-peat this year, as Alan and I have predicted,
yeah.
yes, that we're going to need Chris Letang to be the old Chris Letang.
I'm willing to give him time. Definitely.
You know what?
You see sparks of it.
They're going to get out a jail-free card. You're back-to-back champions, world champions. Dude, you know what? Until they lose and get knocked out of the playoffs, they're still in it.
Knock yourself out. We're never giving up on you.
No.
Go Pens.
No, we're not.
Definitely. We're down to about a minute 15 to go. Anything else on your mind here, Chip?
What's on my mind? Yes, I am going to be going down to FanFest. It's going to be at PNC Park, December, I believe it may be the 9th or 10th. It's going to be down at, it's going to be at PNC Park. It'll be interesting. I don't know about everybody else. I'm a disappointed Pirates fan. I'm not disillusioned. I'll be there to support them next year. My 7th year, or is that my 8th year as a season ticket holder? So I'm still going strong.
Hey, I'm just disappointed too. Hopefully they get somebody to replace Kong, and Marte comes back to play a little bit better without the drugs. So we'll see what happens. I mean, they were a battling team. They kept coming back all year. I give them credit there. 7 more games, if they won, they'd have a winning record. That's how close it was.
And
So
we'll tell
7
you
games away.
They did not quit last year.
No, and I like the spunk to them, and the pitching, had its moments, and young pitchers got better. We're going to have to wrap this show up. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching our show. Thanks, everybody in our control room, and stay Joey strong.
So you've got a song about where to call for government information?
Check this out. We got the benefits and services that'll make you smile to get the answers you need. Put us on speed dial.
That is gold, Your Honor.
1-800-FIT-INFO.